Senator Jacqueline Collins is an Illinois state senator and is a Treasurer's Office Black History Month award winner for outstanding commitment as an elected official. Senator Collins has represented the 16th legislative district since 2003. She's the chairperson of the Senate Financial Institutions Committee and has advanced legislation to teach financial literacy in schools and laws that keep homeowners in their homes during tough times and strengthen renters' rights. She also was a former colleague of mine. Very happy today to be joined by Senator Collins. Maybe start off, Senator, by telling us what influenced you to get involved in politics and government.
Well, first of all, let me just say that I'm humbled for this award, very honored to receive it. But I first got involved in politics because maybe if you don't know, I'm a child of the 60s. I came of age in the 60s, especially later 60s. So it was the rhetoric of hope espoused or articulated by Robert Kennedy, John Kennedy, who really defined public service. And so those role models were the ones that really influenced me and inspired me because they had the mantra that every person, everyone can make a difference. One man can make a difference. One woman can make a difference. Every young adult can make a difference. So it's coming out of that generation of hope that inspired me.
Well, great. Well, Senator, we're going to have people from around the state watching this. Can you tell our viewers a little something about your Senate district?
Well, I represent a district that expands out of the city of Chicago. Many might think I'm just local in Chicago. I do have representation in Chicago. I service communities you might have heard of: West Inglewood, Auburn Gresham, Ashburn, West Chatham. But I extend out of the city, go over as far as LaGrange Road. So I have suburban areas as well, a little bit of Oakline, Ridgeview, Hickory Hills, Indian Head, Park, Justice, Burbank, a little bit of Burbank. So it's a very diverse area, very wide, very instrumental in giving me the feedback that I need to service all my constituents with their various needs and various interests.
Well, great. I am curious, and this could be a difficult question, but since you've been a state senator, what legislation are you most proud of? I know you've introduced a lot of bills, and you do not have to answer with a bill that we worked with you on.
Well, I think it's only appropriate that I do deal with a bill that we just worked on, and I'm very proud to have a sponsorship and have you working in conjunction with how we're wanting to improve the lives of those communities, those marginalized communities, especially Black and Brown communities that have been falling victim to predatory lending. So we were together worked on Senate Bill 1792, which put a cap on payday lenders, payday loans, title loans, auto loans. We were able to pass it in the recent 101st General Assembly. It caps interest rates at 36%. So we joined 17 other states that had already moved in that direction. We know that when we have predatory lending, we had interest rates on payday loans up to 435%, on title loans up to 179% of APR, and even on small consumer loans at 99%. So how can a family or a community survive when you have these predators, which really is responsible for the wealth gap that we see now between Black and white communities? And so I was very proud of that legislation. Of course, we're getting a lot of pushback now from those vendors, those lenders, but hopefully we have the governor step up and sign that legislation. So we knew that already on the federal level, they had already set in 36% for active military personnel because they knew how these lenders were surrounding various bases and taking advantage of these families. So now we have moved the state ahead, and hopefully the governor will sign the legislation. I'm very proud of that legislation, very proud of your assistance, of your office and the staff, as well as Woodstock Institute, that were the advocates really pushing for that legislation.
Well, we know that we can get nothing done ourselves without our help, without the help of our friends in the Senate and the House. But you also made a good point that none of the legislation we pass do we do by ourselves. There are lots of individuals and organizations that help us along the way. I know you've worked on a lot of things that have helped a lot of people, but that was a great piece of legislation to choose because you're right. These are people who are preyed upon. There are predators looking for vulnerable people and exploiting them. We try, and many of your bills have tried to lift people up, but it's hard to rise up when you have a yoke around your neck and people pulling you back down.
Right.
But speaking of lifting people up, that's what these Black History Awards are for people who have accomplished an awful lot. So what words of wisdom would you share with individuals following in your footsteps, people who want to serve as an elected official?
Let me first say that public service is a noble calling. We cannot get caught up in the cynicism that sometimes cripples us from moving forward as a society. Public service is about service, and it is a service that requires the best of our talents, our commitment, our courage, our compassion, and humility, and always remember the service in public service. So I would say to all those seeking to serve that never sacrifice your integrity or character on the altar of profit, power, glory, of fame, and always make your integrity and your character the true North Star. Let that always guide you to do the right thing.
Well, that is great advice, and that is how you work, Senator. I want to thank you, Senator Collins, for joining us today, for your insights, and for your leadership here in the great state of Illinois and in the Illinois State Senate.
Thank you.